Hello there, and welcome back to the Crazy Short Hairy Dude. Today is May the 4th. It is Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you all. So, on in this particular video, we're just going to kind of briefly cover the kind of overall history of Star Wars and just kind of talk about the franchise in general. But yeah, so let's get started. Uh, as always, I am the host, the Crazy Short Hairy Dude. And yeah, so Star Wars came from the the mind of George Lucas. He was inspired by a few different things, but the old kind of sci-fi movie serials from way back in the day, like Buck Rogers and things like that. And he was also took some inspiration from uh, literary sources and the whole heroes arc and mythology and things like that. And uh, the first Star Wars film had a few references and similarities to some Japanese film work. Akira Kurosawa's The Hidden Fortress, for example. So yeah, there was a lot of inspiration for Star Wars, and oddly enough, at the time when he was coming up with Star Wars, he was also coming up with the idea for Indiana Jones. Now, when he decided to just do Star Wars, he put Indiana Jones on the shelf just to kind of you sit there for a little bit while he focused on this epic space saga. Originally, the main character Luke Skywalker in the first film, which those of you who don't know, it doesn't the way they filmed the movies, it doesn't quite go in uh, chronological order. Episode 1, 2, and 3 were actually filmed later than episodes 4, 5, and 6. 4, 5, and 6 were the original Star Wars trilogy. And the first one was A New Hope. Original name was just Star Wars. And in that particular film, Luke Skywalker is the main character, and his original name was not Skywalker, it was Starkiller. Uh, but George Lucas changed that. Uh, and he, on a, yeah, the first film really just kind of innovated a lot of different things. The way they did special effects and everything back then with the miniatures and the little explosions and everything. It really just kind of revolutionized the film industry. And even though there was a lot of critics out there and whatnot, it became the most successful film of its time. You know, previously Spielberg had beaten the $100 million box office record with Jaws, and then Star Wars came out and blew it out of the water. So Star Wars was a huge, phenomenal hit, and it spawned several sequels, including what I think is the best film in the Star Wars series, Empire Strikes Back, the second one, which had the biggest reveal in cinematic history. Darth Vader's Luke's father. Anyway, spoiler alert. But yeah, at the time, that was the biggest reveal in movie history. So, and then we got Return of the Jedi, which did very well too, and introduced the Ewoks and all kinds of different characters. And then we had episodes 1, 2, and 3, which were the prequels, which started in 1999, kind of went through 2005, I believe. Telling kind of the origins of Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi. We got to see the Jedi and kind of their heyday, and then the fall of the Republic and the rise of the Empire, and the birth, so to speak, of Darth Vader. Then after that, we got the Clone Wars TV series, which was awesome. Well, we got the movie, then we got the series, and then we got the prequel trilogy, uh, which the first one, Force Awakens, was really good. I really enjoyed that one. It was a lot of fun. It was very reminiscent of A New Hope, but just slightly different. And it was something new, and it was fun to see Star Wars on the big screen again. Um, yeah. Then Disney kind of ruined things with Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, and but Rogue One was amazing. That movie is phenomenal, and Solo 2 was a really good movie. I enjoyed that one, uh, but I think Disney just kind of oversaturated the market because we had 5 films in 5 years, and it just and the writing was not great for some of those. Um, yeah, they really just kind of butchered it and ignored a lot of canon and whatnot that was set up by George Lucas and by several writers um, before Lucas sold his studio and the rights and everything to Disney. Uh, but I digress. Uh, yeah, so if you don't know the overall story of Star Wars, it takes place a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, which is kind of the opening lines of each film. You see it on the screen. Um, and it takes place in another galaxy, where they're a little more advanced, well, a lot more advanced than we are, and it's a story of good versus evil. It's imagine like a medieval fantasy, but set in a sci-fi kind of setting. That's Star Wars. You know, you have good versus evil. You have uh, sorcerers. You have Jedi's and Siths. You have good versus bad, light versus dark, and yeah, it's it's a lot of fun. It's a really good story. Um, the main the main reason why today is Star Wars Day is because it's May 4th, and there's a phrase used throughout every single Star Wars movie, and it's "May the Force be with you." The Force is this. Uh, well, it's what gives a Jedi his strength and his power. As Obi-Wan Kenobi says it in Episode 4, it uh, it's an energy field created by all living beings. It surrounds us and penetrates us, and it binds the galaxy together. And uh, that's my Alec Guinness there. Anyway, yeah. So the Force is what gives Jedi and Sith their power. Um, and the Jedi fight on the side of the light. They fight on the side of good, and the Sith are bad guys. They fight on the side of evil. They are selfish, and you know they worship the darkness, basically. Um, yeah, Star Wars has just gone on to be a phenomenal franchise and spread out not only in film but in television. You got shows like Clone Wars, which was awesome, both the original Clone Wars miniseries and the updated series, which ran for I want to say 7, maybe 8 seasons, which you can watch both on Disney Plus. You can watch pretty much all the Star Wars stuff on Disney Plus, which is nice. Then there was Star Wars Rebels, which is phenomenal. Love that show. Maul, which uh, is a new one that just came out. Um, and I believe they've released 8 or 9 episodes now, and it is awesome so far. I still need to catch up and watch episodes 7 and 8 and and on, but yeah, it is really really good. Um, then live action series too, like Ahsoka and The Mandalorian, which the first in the first season they reminded me a lot of like the old spaghetti westerns, like something you see like a Clint Eastwood western, like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, or A Fistful of Dollars, something like that, but Star Wars. So that was fun. Um, then you got shows like uh, some other shows have not done so well, like uh, The Acolyte, which yeah. Besides some of the lightsaber duels, which were cool, yeah, no, the series was not great. Um, then you have Andor, which again awesome. The Obi-Wan Kenobi series, which I was really looking forward to, and uh, yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun to watch, and it was really cool to see Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen come back and reprise their roles as Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker slash Darth Vader. Uh, Spoiler alert. Uh, if you haven't seen them, and yeah, and video games too. Star Wars has branched out into video games. There have been a lot of different ones, even some Lego Star Wars games, which were awesome. Some of my favorite ones were the Battlefront series, the original Battlefront series, which were really cool. Um, both one and two, phenomenal. And honestly, if they just updated the graphics on these and came out with the anniversary editions, a lot of people would buy it. It would be fantastic. The Star Wars Episode 3 game, Revenge of the Sith, that was a lot of fun too. My brother and I played a lot of that growing up. Then you had Star Wars The Force Unleashed, which is not exactly canon, but it was a lot of fun to play it. And the actor who does the voice for the main character in this particular game also does the voice of Darth Maul for Star Wars Rebels and Clone Wars and the new Maul series. So that was fun. Newer games too, like Jedi Fallen Order and the new one that came out, Jedi Survivor, and I believe they're going to make a third one. That's going to be fun too. Yeah, so Star Wars is permeating everything: comic books and television, movies, novels, Pez dispensers, toys, action figures, various collectibles, Funko Pops, cosplay. I have an Obi-Wan Kenobi lightsaber here because he's my favorite. Obi-Wan stays consistently awesome throughout all the films, so that's why I like him. Um, and yeah, all kinds of different things. Like you can find a Darth Vader little standy thing to hold your controller. I mean, isn't that awesome? It's Darth Vader holding your controller. It's cool, or your cell phone, or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, Star Wars is everywhere, and it is awesome. I keep saying awesome, but yeah, it is. Um, Now, if you don't know, there are some. There is another series out there which has a similar sounding name, but it's not Star Wars, not the same. And that is Star Trek. Star Trek and Star Wars, similar names, and the fact that it has the word star in it, but they are really completely different. Star Wars is very mythological and kind of, well, I would say like a fantasy, like a medieval fantasy set in a sci-fi kind of world, sci-fi kind of galaxy. Whereas Star Trek is looking at our own galaxy several years in the future. So it's looking at us, at our world, humanity, mankind, branching out into the different solar systems of our galaxy, exploring, meeting new species, and like the main kind of title sequence says, exploring strange new worlds, seeking out new life and new civilizations, boldly going where no man has gone before. So that's Star Trek, and it is awesome. Star Trek is awesome, but it is not Star Wars. So don't get the two confused. They are very different, and people fight over which one is better, Star Wars or Star Trek. They're different. It's like comparing baseball and football. Are they both sports? Yes, but they are very different. So yeah, very different. Um, yeah, but today is about Star Wars. So um, yes, may the fourth be with you. May the force be with you. And yeah, that's all I have for today. Um, let's see. Okay, you might. This might be fun. A little quick ranking of the films, in my opinion. We have. I'm gonna put Episode 5, which is Empire Strikes Back. That one's number one. Number two, I'm gonna put Rogue One. Rogue One was awesome. It sets up the original trilogy. It like as soon as Rogue One ends, that's where New Hope picks up, and it is a fantastic story. Uh, Definitely worth watching. Yeah, it's phenomenal. So that's one and two. And then I would put Um, Probably episode 3. Episode 3 was awesome. Revenge of the Sith. You see the downfall of the Jedi, the rise of the Empire, and you get these phenomenal moments which have been since memed and parodied. With Obi-Wan saying, "It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground." You know, you have all that. But again, fantastic movie. It was awesome to see in theaters the first time, and then getting to see the anniversary showing of it. I believe it was last year. Yeah, again, awesome. So that's number 3 for me. Then I would put New Hope, and then Return of the Jedi, Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, then The Phantom Menace, which I know a lot of people hate on that film. But I mean, we got Darth Maul out of that film. We got Darth freaking Maul. Pardon the language, kids, but yeah, we got Darth Maul out of that movie. It was awesome, and we got to see one of the best lightsaber fights ever between Darth Maul and Obi-Wan Kenobi. It was so fast that they had to slow it down on film just to make it work. It was awesome. And after Episode 1, I would put Force Awakens. Then I'm gonna put Rise of Skywalker, honestly, because J.J. Abrams came back, and while he was trying to course correct, and it didn't turn out so well, it still, in my opinion, was better than The Last Jedi. What they did to Luke Skywalker was unforgivable. Honestly, it was. The only good part of The Last Jedi was seeing Yoda come back, seeing the puppet Yoda come back. That was the only good thing in that film. Um, yeah. Other than that, yeah, garbage. But I don't blame the actors on that one. I blame the people in power behind that one, uh, which I'm not going to name names or anything, but yeah, they know who they are. Fans know who they are. So, anyway, uh, yeah, that was definitely a misstep there. Um, oh, I forgot Solo. Sorry, Solo. I'm gonna put that one uh, right after Force Awakens. Yeah, so Force Awakens, Solo, Rise of Skywalker, and bottoming out the list, Last Jedi. All right. So yeah, that is all the time we have for tonight. I hope everybody is doing well. Hope everybody is, uh, yeah, happy, healthy, enjoying life, uh, and having a good Star Wars day. But beware of Revenge of the Fifth. So, which is also Cinco de Mayo, and this year it's also Taco Tuesday. So enjoy that. Have fun with that. Yeah, and until next time, God bless. Jesus loves you, and may the Force be with you.